So some people ask me, what do I do? What do I do all day long? Well, right now, I'm watching a program. I'm getting cell coverage on my Verizon phone. And I got my door open and I'm looking at the clouds out there. So let me turn this on. Look at those beautiful clouds.
Lack of concern for being unliked. I suppose.
I got my feet propped up.
There's an office open upstairs. It's for an account man.
Let's watch clouds together.
What do you mean? Let me know what you decide.
Funny,
we can talk about Avon on Monday.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just relax and don't do anything.
I want to build a machine. It needs a soul. It needs to be an audio movie. This is the first one. You have to deal
it's a commercial. This is the mosquito netting, and it's not the same as my other one. I think my other mosquito netting might actually be cloth. I'm not sure. This is totally plastic or something. But I've got it doubled. I've got it worked. I've got it up here with some magnets. And this side's open, and I can just go in. I like it. It's lightweight. It doesn't drag on the ground. This is the way I have it. But let me show you the back. This is a mosquito netting. This is like a cloth. Well, it's just a different material. I don't think it's, I don't know what it is. But I've got my back totally covered. And I've got like a magnet. 1, 2, 3. But then what I did, emergency blanket Reflectix. And I opened my hatch and I put the magnets up there. And I didn't want it to flap too much and to go away. So I put a line, put it to my wheel. I wanted to keep it down, so I put it there. So this is my new setup. It's getting warm. I can actually shut my hood. I just have it up. I just haven't done it. Somebody had asked me what it was for, to cool it down. No, I just, sometimes we put it up. Not everybody does it. I put it up. Discourage any mice if they're in there to get out. My goodness, it's getting windy out there and the clouds are really moving in. We'll see what kind of weather we got. I watch the weather all the time. I did get a comment. One of you were really excitable with using all caps that don't be near washes. They're very dangerous. Yeah, they are. I lived in Tucson for 40 years and we have lots of washes and the roads can go like this. So what Tucson did was they created a law called the Stupid Motorist Law. It literally is named that because a lot of people would still try to get home during the monsoon season if they filled up. And you can't, if the road dips down, the water's going to be running through and they try to make it. And what they do is they get to the dip and then their car just, the water takes their car down. Yeah, it's very dangerous. So it's called the Stupid Motorist Law. And if they do it and they get caught and they have to be rescued, they have to pay thousands of dollars for that rescue. So yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, I do know that you have to be careful because water does not sink into the ground like in other areas, especially in the east. And they have a good drainage system, but we have, when the ground gets so hard, it's called caliche, and it's hard to penetrate down in because it doesn't rain as often. So yeah, so I'm watching, and I if it looks like it's going to start raining, it's going to rain hard, I'm going to hightail it out of this area I'm in, because there's a little teeny dips. But even so, with the dips, even if they're small, they're more made of mud, and they'll fill up with mud, and then I try to go across it, and my van might get caught. So yeah. Also, I want to mention that I'm out here, and cell coverage is sketchy. So the better quality video that I make, the longer it's going to take to upload for y'all. So please forgive the quality. I'm kind of going a little bit lower quality when I actually produce the movie. So yeah. And I also want to mention that if there seems to be a lot more ads on a couple of my videos, it's because I have to set my ads on my laptop. So in order to use my laptop, I have to use my hotspot. And if cell coverage is sketchy also, my hotspot won't work very well. So I know somebody had mentioned my last video that I had too many ads on it. Well, in the morning, I went ahead and changed it because I had better cell service in the morning. I believe at night, with a lot of the RVers out here and boondockers, that at night, a lot of people are streaming movies, things like that, so they're using a lot of the coverage. So I did change it, so please forgive it. Just if it's a skippable ad, just skip through it and know that it's not me, that I can't control that. I mean, I could take all advertising off, I guess, and not monetize it, but then, that would be bad for me. Yeah, so... Okay, so just forgive that also. I want to do a shout out to Nancy. She emailed me, and it was a really nice email, and I told her I would do a shout out for her. She could ask me some questions, and I'll answer them for her. And y'all can do the same. Go on minivanlee.com or minivan-lee.com. I own both domains, and I have a contact form, and you can ask me questions. So, and you can tell me your story. And I do like to read about them. So, she asked me some questions. How do I keep my food cold? Well, I don't have a cooler, an ice cooler, or a compressor cooler, a 12-volt food cooler. Yeah, a refrigerator. I don't have one of those. At first, I did use the ice cooler the first year, off and on. But I just got tired of food floating in water and buying ice, so no. I actually go without a cooler. And that's why I like to do cooking for you, so you can see what I eat, and I like to show you what I eat, that you don't actually need a cooler, and you can eat very healthy. Do I work out every morning? No, I don't. Not every single morning. This morning, I still need to do it. I wanted to get some of this footage done, because in the afternoon it never fails. In fact, it's starting earlier today. It never fails. The wind is blowing hard. It's really hard to film outside. So I like to get outside. I like to get my footage done. So I still have to do that, and I'm really anxious to do it because I feel so much better when I do exercise. I do walk every day though, unless it's really raining. And when we had that one rain a couple of days ago, I went 2 days without really walking much. So let me get comfy here. Lean in. Okay, what else? What's it like in the desert with all the campers? It's actually really nice. I really do like being around people. The only complaint I have, I know, I keep mentioning it, are the generators. And a lot of other nomads are actually talking about it also. They don't like the smell of the generators because it's gas. They're gas generators. And then they make noise. Now, David, you did mention that you don't mind the noise because it's sort of a hum and you can fall asleep to it. Yeah, that would be fine if it's at night. In fact, my doors are shut and I got my own things going on in here and I don't hear them. But in the morning, a lot of the RVers turn them on in the morning. I think they turn them on so that they can heat up for their heat. Yeah. So listening to it in the morning, I don't like it. But what's it like with all the other campers? I like it. You know, people walk by and I wave at them, and you may stop and talk. And I met Paul. He's just not too far again, and I'll probably go down and talk to him in a little bit later today or tomorrow. And so I do like it. It's nice. So thank you, Nancy, for those questions. And anybody else, just send me, go on minivanlee.com, minivan-lee.com, and slip me an email and tell me your story and ask me some questions. I'll do a shout out for you. I will. And I did. Yay! I wanted to show you what you can eat and travel with without a cooler, because most people in your bricks and sticks are used to having a refrigerator, aren't we all? We grew up with a refrigerator as children, yes. And even before that, they would have ice boxes where the Iceman would deliver ice. Well, if you were in the cold, you really didn't need to have ice delivered because you had ice. And a lot of people made an ice cellar where they would cut blocks of ice and they'd put it underground. Well, I have dedicated a drawer to my produce. And here I've got my celery. And what I do with it, it's getting a little unwrapped. I wrap it in paper towel and I wet it down so it doesn't dry out. I love celery. Tomato, these are okay. I wouldn't count on them to last too long in the summer, but this winter they're lasting about 3 or 4 days. And that's really about it. These will last a very long time. Grapefruit. Of course your apples are going to last a long time. I mean, I've had this apple for almost 2-3 weeks. Cucumber, yes, about 3 days. Yeah. I checked it today. It looks like it'll last until tomorrow. I kind of check it a little bit soft right there, but I'll eat this one tomorrow. I bought 3 of them, and I ate 2. This one I'm kind of waiting. Potatoes, of course, they're going to last, yes. And just check them, you know. Make sure they're not getting soft. Garlic. I bought the bulbs. I bought about 7 of these, and somebody said, wow, you're never going to eat all that. Well, I only got 3 left. What I do is I take it apart, and each clove I put in the steamer. And then I just like to eat garlic. It's more medicinal. Well, I do like garlic, but it's medicinal. What I do is kind of pull it out with my teeth, pull it out of the encasing and throw the encasing away. Yeah, I know. It's a little barbaric, but that way I get my garlic. And it's really nasty trying to peel this garlic, so I don't even worry about it. I got a couple of yams. I'm going to eat these. Maybe tomorrow I'll steam this. And then the onion. It's going to last a long time. In the summer, it'll go bad, you know, probably within I don't know. But this will, in the summer, it's totally different. What I have found in the summer is the Roma tomatoes, the cucumber, possibly celery, and the apples. They seem to last at least 2 or 3 days. But in the summer, in most cases, I'm in the city. That way I can find shade when I park, and I can go to parks and be under trees and things like that. I don't boondock in the summer. Only because, I mean, I could go to national parks up north possibly, but with COVID, I don't really know, you know, like what's going on in their state. So I'll probably this winter or this summer, I'll go back up to Reno and hang out with my friends up there, if they're still there. But that's the skinny on the veggies, on the produce. So when I'm in the city, it looks like I'm scolding you. My pointer, yes. In the city, I mean, you got Walmart, so every 2-3 days you can go get new produce. And that's kind of what I'm doing here, too. I'm going to the market here in Quartzsite when I go in, and I pick up a few things every time I'm in there. Keep stocked up. So that's what I eat. I've been doing ever since probably the past couple months or so. I've been eating mostly produce. Potatoes, yeah. But I also supplement my produce with rice. I'm rarely buying bread now. You could do bread, yeah. I don't like to do white soft bread because I don't know where to put it where it won't get smashed. It's easy to get smashed, and I don't want to look at it, so I want to put it in a drawer. So if I was going to buy bread, I'd buy some real hearty bread that's hard, you know, a little bit good strong crust on it, like European bread or something like that. That's the kind of bread. Or I would do flour tortillas, and what I do have some corn tortillas here. These last a long time, corn tortillas. I did get some butter this time. You probably saw it. I got butter. I've been using it when I steam my potatoes or my onions. Yeah. Ketchup doesn't have to be refrigerated. I keep ketchup. Mustard. I've been doing peanut butter. I've been actually using the peanut butter with myself. Celery and peanut butter. I always found that to be a treat. And I have a lot more peanut butter. I have one of these left. Cheese cup. And this I have here because I do want to eat this. Rosarita refried beans will go well with this. And a tomato. Now the cheese does not require refrigeration. A lot of people say, ooh, how do you keep cheese? It doesn't require refrigeration. I mean, if it's the summertime, yeah, it's going to go bad really within like a couple weeks or maybe even a week. But it doesn't last that long in my van because I love cheese. Good morning. Somebody asked me to do a coffee chat again because I haven't done one in a while, so here I am. It's early morning. I know I got the purple and the orange going on, but I wanted to sit outside. It's really cold, but I wanted to show some of the scenery out there. This is what I'm looking at. It's early in the morning. What time is it? It's 7, about 7:15, and the sun hasn't come up yet, and I don't think it's going to. It's cold in Quartzsite, rainy and cold. The last time I was in Quartzsite, I heard some grumblings going on. They were saying, well, we didn't come for this weather. We came for the sunshine in Arizona. Yeah. I mean, I wish it was the sun would shine also, but it's not. I've lived in Arizona for 40 years. The bulk of the rain, a lot of people don't know this, and I've had some people actually say, oh, no, that's not true, but it is, and because I've studied this. The bulk of the rain in Arizona comes from the Pacific coast in the winter. You have to take the good with the bad. This is winter, and we're in Arizona. We're in southern Arizona, and it's cold even then. I made coffee for you. Here you go. Let's have coffee. Cheers. So, I'm just sitting here enjoying myself. It's pretty nice. It's so quiet. I wonder how many RVers have actually left. They don't want to be here during this weather. It's supposed to rain again today or tonight. Well, no, it's supposed to rain like tomorrow early in the morning, like around 3. So we'll see. It keeps changing. It is cold. Last night the wind was blowing so hard. Yeah, this van was a rocket. It was back and forth. It felt like I was on the sea. Okay, a couple things I want to mention. Jean had asked me about the minerals that can be found here. I did look it up. There's a lot of different areas where minerals can be found. Yeah, quartzite can be found here in Quartzsite, Arizona. But one of the largest finds here was a few years ago where some younger folks went out into an area where you can't park your rig, but you can walk out into it. And I think I showed that in one of my videos where some of the RVers were walking their dogs out there to do their business. And but they went out there, and I heard recently that they did use a metal detector. Sometimes it's hard to, they said it's hard to use a metal detector out here because it's always going to go off. There's a lot of lead and minerals in the earth in Arizona, so it's going to go off often. But they found a large gold nugget. It was a big find. I don't know how truthful it has become at this point. You know, a story, it's like a fish story. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. A casino in Parker wanted it because it was in the area, so they heard about it and they paid. The last I've heard was $38,000, but I've heard other amounts. It might be a fish story to where the amount just gets bigger and bigger, but it's a true story. They did find a gold nugget, so there are people that like to go out there and look for minerals and stones and gems. But I mean, Arizona, of course, number one is known for its turquoise, but I believe quartzite is known for its quartzite. Yeah. Now, quartzite, I heard, was used for making solar panels. I believe in the early stages of solar that they use sand, but what they do now is they use quartzite and they grind it to a fine powder, and then they melt it at a high temperature, and that's what they make solar panels from. So that's pretty interesting. I made that video about what irritates me about nomad life. Well, I only had a couple things, and it really wasn't any big deal, you know. I can deal with it. But I did want to do the video so that I could show that everything's not all perfect all the time. And most of the complaints that I featured were from statistics that I from watching other nomad channels and what they didn't like about the nomad life. I did have one person, I did have one person, and I read it, and I'm like, wow, she was nasty. It's okay. I mean, I just deleted it, you know, because it was so bizarre. It was bizarro land. She goes, if you get cabin fever in your minivan, you should have thought about that before you started. And she goes, and you can always go to the mall, or you can go. I'm like, wow. Is this person drunk? I didn't get it, but yeah. She obviously didn't watch the video because those weren't my complaints. Those were just, I compiled statistics and of what other people had complained about. But I did want to mention what I like the best about nomad life. Number one is the fact that I can move and I can change my scenery whenever I feel like it. That's what I like the most about it. I can change this scene. I can actually move and change this scenery in 2 minutes. I can move my van. I can actually just turn my van and I could look out here and see something different. Yeah. So that's what I like the best about it. Yeah, there are things that it's not, everything in nomad life isn't perfect. Oh no, it's not perfect. In fact, you know, for the next week or so, we've got rain, we've got wet, cold, moist chill in the air. And it's not all perfect because I pulled out I showed in my last video, I pulled out my sleeping pad, and I was doing my exercising out there. Well, the last few days, no, it's too cold. And my tarp out there was damp because it would rain every once in a while, so I couldn't really do that. Today, I'm going to really work on doing my stretching inside my van. So, you know, that's modification, tweaking things here and there. So, yeah. But what I like about it is that I can pick up on a dime and I can just go. And I guess that makes sense. I mean, that's what a nomad is. They can pick up and go when they want to go. So, coffee. RT, it's starting to get light. We're watching the light. So leave in the comments, would you like to be out here? Do you think this seems a lot of fun for you? Is this something that you would desire to do? Something I want to mention, I notice when I'm out boondocking that I might park next to somebody and we get to know each other and we exchange phone numbers. And when we move, we say, oh, well, I'm over here. Would you like to come over here? Or I'm in Lake Havasu now. You should come. And it might not work out. So I want to mention that in the nomadic lifestyle, that might be, when you meet somebody and you park next to them, that might be one of those rare occasions that you actually are face to face with them. Because I've noticed that it's a rarity that things work out. Nomads want to do what they want to do. They're very independent. So somebody might say, well, I'm going to Lake Havasu. Come up to Lake Havasu. Well, you might have different plans. And it just might not work out. I know, shout out to Mary. I met Mary when I first got here, boondocking. She had first parked next to me. And we enjoyed our company and we exchanged phone numbers. But she would move and then I would move and I'd go, whoops, I've already set up camp. And then she'd say, well, here I am here. And then when I think that I'm going to go see her, she would move again or I would move. So now she's gone from the quartzsite area. So we'll keep in touch via social media. But I might not see her again. Maybe in a year I might see her. So that's what nomad life can be about. So I guess my advice would be, love the one you're with at the moment because you might not see them again once you guys move. And I have mentioned that the nomad life, meeting people is almost like speed dating. You get to know them really quickly and then they're gone. Yeah. So, and then you meet somebody new, that might park next to you. At the moment, I'm parked out kind of away from most people. I wanted to just get some exercising done and just have some time to just be in the quiet. See, it's a little quiet here. It's getting lighter out. Sunrise is over here, over the mountains. Red by morning, sailor's warning. It's red over there. Yeah, it's red in here too. Unsum Kim. She comments and she watches the videos. Hi, Unsum Kim. You're from Korea, South Korea, and you live in Texas. And I read your comments all the time. And I thought that I would mention you here that we could all say prayer for you because you really want a minivan. I know you would do well in it. Yeah. So you really want a minivan. So let's all say prayer for Unsung Kim, that she gets what she wants. She seems frustrated with her life in Texas. she seems displaced there, and I think she wants to travel and see things. And she's, I don't know how, I forget how old you are, Kim, but let's just say prayer for her. Lord Jesus, please help Unsum Kim find what she needs. Bring her a minivan soon. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for this. Amen. Amen. Okay, well, expect it. Yeah. It says what? Ooh, the high is only 64. The low is 45. Not bad. Possible light rain overnight. Yeah. Oh, the clouds are turning kind of a different color. Yeah. It's really pretty. Well, coffee. Here's a little trick that Joanne told me about. I haven't tried it, but I saw her sleeping bag, and it was so nicely in the bag. And I said, ooh, I bet you've never taken that one out before. And she goes, no, actually I have. And she goes, there's a trick to it. What you do is you don't roll up your sleeping bag. What you do is you just start in a corner and you just start shoving it in and pushing it in. So that's how you repack a sleeping bag. I haven't tried it, but it makes sense. So the next time I do, I keep my sleeping bag out at all times. But if I'm going to put it in my bag, I'm going to try it. So maybe you could try it too. And then lastly, I would like to just remind everybody, and it's just a reminder, we all know this, and I just thought I'd remind everybody that over the past few years, things have gotten kind of mean and cruel. And then with the mask thing going on, and there's just so much uncertainty with social media and everything. It's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to be grumpy. It's easy to take it out on other people. It's easy to do. Let's all fight that. Let's not work on the lower level vibrations of the universe. Let's go just a little bit higher. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of challenge to get over being grumpy with people, like in the stores. People, it's when we look at each other and we just like, or on social media, people are getting grumpy and kind of mean to each other. Well, I'm going to work my best to not do that. Challenge for the year, that I'm going to be nice to people and not get angry and get frustrated with people. So here's to being kind to each other. No matter what comes, no matter what happens, things are going to work out. Everything is in God's hands. And I just keep remembering that. So I just want to remind you. Love you guys.